Hello, welcome back to the stream.
You had to start all over.
Yeah, so last time you want to say it?
I kind of suspected that we had to start all over.
Yeah. Last time we were recording at like my workplace ish, and so now I'm on my actual computer. So we actually had to kind of catch up back to where we were at. We just did it to the part where she kind of.
She died. Now this is right after she died.
Yeah,
and starting all over.
There's a little bit of like special stuff that happened. So there was this thing right here. They said we go to this certain code.
We didn't know. You didn't know about this. We took a look at it.
Yeah. Look, if we see right here. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a second. I could probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier. Oh wait, this is probably your voice. It'd be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the only one making this. She's the one who's making this difficult.
See, if I wasn't a computer science major, I wouldn't have known and I wouldn't have cared to look at this.
So, well, here goes nothing, and then we think that's why Sayuri is now
messed up.
Now dead.
Where did we find this? We saw this too.
Oh yeah, that's one of the pictures in there, and that's when we first looked at it, we were kind of creeped out. It was.
We saw that she actually deleted her. If I can find it again.
Yeah, look through my files.
She gone.
Yeah, she's not there. Yeah, so that's all we did off camera. Also, we pressed load game, and then we clicked on a save spot, and then it said it's not there anymore. We gotta start a new game, and now we're here.
Like there was a save file. Like she hasn't deleted it yet, but when we try to click on it, it says the file's been corrupted or deleted.
But all right, now let's start.
I'm back. And they brought a guest with me. A guest?
Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Bebs.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not.
Natsuki.
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president.
Hi, Shakester. Hi.
Hi.
Mod you.
Who's Shakester?
That's Sandals.
Sandals! Sandals!
Alright, so tell me how the audio is, dog. It's nice to meet you.
Oh wait, that's me.
No.
It's nice
good?
to meet you.
He says good. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. What? Hey, pet me. Yeah. It's nice to meet you. Meet both of you.
So I ran into Bebs in the classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great?
Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know.
Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Bebs?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sits across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica.
So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
I'm surprised there aren't any more people in the club. I screwed that. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Whose doggos is that?
Sandals.
Oh, your doggos are cute.
They're watching. They're watching us.
But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki?
Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
My mojo is like not the same without Sayuri.
I know. It's so sad now that Sayuri is dead. We need the happy Sparky girl.
It's not the same. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I think I forgot how to do her voice. I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So, Bebs, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half jokingly.
What you say, so manga.
Manga. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Everything's the same, except for the Sayuri.
I know.
The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Why is there no commas? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine.
Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment.
Hey, I just got an idea. How about this?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. It's supposed to be Sayuri to encourage us to.
Your clothes are so sweaty.
I'm sorry. I didn't read it.
Oh.
Well, whatever. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Bebs?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But I'm sorry, I thought.
The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me.
I guess I need to tell you the truth, Bebs. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club.
It wasn't like that last time, right?
It wasn't. You need 4. And you've been trying really, really hard to find new members. You killed one of them.
I wonder if she kills the rest of them, and then this just keeps happening.
We don't know. And if we don't find one more before the festival?
I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join a literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Bebs?
Yeah. It could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment.
I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed.
Bebs, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now.
Screw you.
Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay?
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone.
Isaac's watching. Isaac's watching. Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi,
I
Isaac.
at work. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Bebs, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. I always like it when she does that pose.
Oh, he's like,
Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? Find out next time. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait.
With that, I depart the club room and make my way home.
You don't get to go home with her.
The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, baby, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh,
Yes.
yes? Today, oh no! You read it, you read it. You know, this is her voice. Use her
Whose
voice.
voice?
Natsuki, no, not Natsuki.
Sayuri?
Sayuri.
Is it?
It has
is
to
it her?
be. Say it.
Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how blank feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one though, so I don't think I'll be doing it again, unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento of the occasion below.
What? Wait,
I don't know.
I'm
what
supposed to
this
be
is.
responsible one, though I don't think I'll be doing it unless. Oh. Oh.
Oh, she's even gone.
No.
She's not there.
Wait, let's choose the stuff that would have been her.
Who?
I don't know. Was broken? Was she broken?
Sayuri?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try.
Do it.
I feel like I don't think it's happening. I feel like some of the words might have disappeared.
I know. Melina's in the chat.
Wow.
Hi, Melina. Hi. Hi.
Childhood is her.
No.
No. Are we just going for Natsuki, or should we just try? Should we still try?
Just keep trying.
Okay, we'll
just
keep
do her.
trying.
Maybe we can bring her back to life.
But what
Which
would
one
be
of
her?
these? I don't know. She was vibrant, right? No, how is she vibrant? Who's pure? Precious?
Hope. She was Hope.
No.
No.
Ah, scars.
She was
Who's scars?
No.
Scars.
She was no.
No. What's parfait? What does that even mean?
It's a food. It's a dessert.
Parfait. Just do parfait. Ah. I want to see bed.
Right?
You choose any.
Fun.
Mm. Whirlwind? Explode? If someone's gonna explode, let's do explode. See what happens. She's exploding with happiness.
She was Joy before. How is she Joy? She's a sad.
We don't know that, right? We don't know that yet.
I guess, but she's usually like the sad one.
Kitty!
Kitty. Wait, she was clumsy.
Oh.
Sayuri was all of these words and she gone.
Loud. Who's loud? Who's loud? Lust. Who we lost?
No,
Oh,
we're
that's
not
the
lost.
boy. Empty.
Empty.
Wee! Alone? I feel like she adopted all of Sayuri's stuff.
No,
the
except for the
sad stuff.
childhood.
All the sad stuff she took from Sayuri. Prayer. Let's give someone prayer. She's religious too. Shoot.
Hi again, Bebs. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Ah!
Does this happen to her because she replaced Sayuri?
Maybe.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Bebs. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
She looks like a sea monster.
I guessed real hard.
Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here, hang out, or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Hey.
Hey, why are you in front? Natsuki certainly has a big mouth for someone who keeps... Why are you blocking her stuff?
I feel like they just messed up.
No, back off! I think she's doing this on purpose.
You think so?
Yeah, she has to be. She's
I don't like her face.
She got rid of Sayuri.
I'm scared.
I think she's doing this on purpose. She's really creepy how she's just standing there. I don't want to be in the spot.
my... Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Wait a minute, what? I'm confused what just happened. What was she trying to say?
She was saying her manga wasn't literature.
Because I didn't know what it said because she was blocking everything.
You don't remember from last time?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, Bebs. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay?
Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance.
Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read?
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask.
Wait. I didn't mean it like that. Well, if you just don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, they should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know...
Did she say that last time?
If you wanted, but...
Did she say this last time?
Yeah, she did. Wait,
She did?
is it just... Where is the background always this tilted?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't remember anything.
I feel like she's a lot more aggressive than before. I don't know. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Oh, okay. I remember now. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in,
Wait a minute.
What?
The background.
What about it?
It's straight now. Ah, it wasn't tilted!
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. And I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. That's cute. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. She's flirty now.
Oh,
She getting real flirty.
You know what? Never mind, she is bae. But if you look at her
Oh,
eyes...
whoa! No!
Her eye, why's her... Yeah, they did move it! Ugh, she looks like a shark. You read that yet?
But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right? Why'd you lower your laptop?
Because I didn't want to see, like, if the scary stuff comes up here, the scary stuff pops up
But
in
what
the
about the
corner of
chat?
my eye. It's okay.
Someone say something.
No one said anything.
Her eye!
I was getting away farther and farther. I wanted to reread some of it. Oh, it's back. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Sorry. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go.
She obviously likes you.
I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so?
Oh, she's smiley.
What's the story about anyway? Oh, you look so happy.
Well,
I'll look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Like the eye that was moving.
Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison.
Sounds like the Holocaust.
And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood.
Sounds like vampires.
But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. You don't read some weird books. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. Okay, just making sure.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere.
Maybe she likes gory stuff. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Bebs?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. Did he know in the first place? She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
He did know that she was into horror.
Oh.
It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil.
Read it.
Do I read it like really dark, like, but because the world but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. But then suddenly I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem when I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts.
I didn't press anything.
It says my whole body gets blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people.
She's like, Kakaguri.
Kakaguri. The gambling in me.
Alright.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes. Steaming? Are you steaming buns? I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Ooh.
Ooh.
Boy got moves. I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry.
I was just bathing in the
Feeling of your body.
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
Low-key, she sounds obsessive. Like she's turning into a yandere.
Yandere.
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's to hold my book more between the two of them.
I don't want to go after her. She's cray-cray.
I like her.
No, we going for Natsuki. I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh.
Here.
Ooh, thumbnail. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same for my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
She's looking!
Are you starting to like her now since she's more aggressive, huh?
Yeah.
But she can't.
Oh, you said to turn the page. Sorry. Say it.
Yeah, turn the page.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. See, yanders aren't so bad until they start killing people. But they don't want to actually do that.
You don't think she'll do that?
I don't know. Hopefully she kills that other girl.
She seems like she's into gore. What?
Shakespeare says, Thera, Kenny has found a new girl. And it says sorry. Hey. Oh, a person named... Wait, I want to see... Notification!
Should you have heard?
Wait, move it. Is it there? Well, Just Monica has just followed. Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Wait, you should pull it out.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I don't have the sound on it.
Fine, I get scared.
It's okay.
I don't like seeing scary thing here and then another scary thing
Just
there.
look at me. Look at me when you get scared, okay?
No.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay.
Look at it. Wow. She got
Wow, that
moved.
side smile. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer.
Yo, I'm joining a literature club.
It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks.
I feel like I'm reading this really seductively.
We continue reading. I can read seductively too.
No, it's okay.
Yuri,
No, I don't want
longer
you. No.
ask me if I'm
Stop.
ready to turn the page.
Stop! No!
I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence.
Hush, hush.
Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri.
Stop!
What?
No!
What? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Look at her face. I love how they're animating her face so much. Before they really didn't change the pictures.
No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
She knows something. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that.
That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. What, is it killing?
Something else?
Never mind. You didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Eh?
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hands on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. Yo, that was spicy. What on earth was that about? Hi, love. Uh-oh.
Bebs? Did something happen just now?
Eh? I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything.
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. What are you suspecting?
She went to the bathroom too. I doubt her needs.
No. You nasty. Is that okay? Okay, my own laugh scared me.
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Monica. We don't like her though anymore, right?
Yeah,
Oh well. I start with Monica. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem. I want her to know I'm putting in effort.
Hi, Bebs. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. I like her, like, pointing. So
And when she's happy, she does that, like, hair, body twist.
She looks so, like, graceful.
Yo, she could grace these knives in her head.
By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. That one, that's the pose.
Don't worry, Bebs. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Bebs. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
We just wanted our girl back. Sorry.
I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. You mean after Yuri?
Not intentionally. We were just trying to do sorry.
I don't like her now.
I like her.
I don't like her.
We read a book together with her.
I don't like her even more now.
Why? We read a book together.
That's why.
Why? You're like, dang, that was so smooth. I wish I thought about it.
No, you started liking her, so then I started not liking her.
What do you
more.
mean? I like the other girl who's just like you. Sorry.
Sure.
And I also like Monica.
Uh-huh.
And I also like Natsuki.
Uh-huh.
I just... Alright, go.
Sometimes you feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head, it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think she gets too stimulated. She ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly, the door opens.
Yuri! Oh, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. What?
No need to apologize.
Wait, did that door open?
What door? That's
This
a
thing.
window. Oh. Ah! Why is he cheating there?
I saw it like when the next scene was. I saw that. I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't notice.
Wait, I don't know if it happened. I don't know if I was just being really freaked out, but no need to apologize. You still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
What sadistic thing is she gonna write about? You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Wait, read it.
Hole in wall. Oh wait. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen.
I feel like this is talking about she's looking at us.
Yeah, I think she
I'm-
wants to be with us.
Yeah. And then, but there's other people, and she's like, competition.
The thing is, we can't choose her either.
True. Yeah, I would have chosen her from day 2. I feel like it was a hard time.
She was
between
like
her.
our second choice.
Yeah.
But we can't choose her. So, what do you think?
Wait a minute, just Monica. And Monica. Grr. Grr, we have hatred towards Monica. I think she's
Right
at
now.
fault for someone dying.
She got rid of our best school.
Best girl.
Best
the best
girl.
grill.
Best grill. But she was our second choice.
She was cool.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Does she realize she can't go for us?
Wait, did she say this last time too?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway. Oh! Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Wait. What if she got rid of Sayuri because we said we love her?
Let's say we love Yuri.
Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Oh, you've seen this writing tip. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening!
So happy. Oh, what do we do, Natsuki? Are we still like boo Yuri?
I mean, didn't you say if somebody had to die, we have to choose Natsuki so you don't have to voice her anymore?
True. But we started so strong with Yuri.
Yuri?
Natsuki?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna aim for Natsuki this round?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically it's not cute enough for your taste? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. That we don't have our own thing. We just try everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care about how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Eh? What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Sorry.
We can see.
It's just a force of habit.
It's okay.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Wow, you're such a prodigy. Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Oh, bye, Sandals.
Bye, Sandals. Bye.
Who's gonna
Have a good
moderate us
time.
now?
We can moderate ourselves.
I'll moderate us.
Okay. Yes. Oh, are you signing in our account? No.
I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. Should I sign in?
Sure.
In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Sorry, just trying to log in.
Yeah, give us 1 second. That's fine.
Oh wow.
How y'all doing? It's gonna take like 40 seconds. 42 seconds, how about that?
Wow. So nice of you to give me extra second.
Extra 2 seconds. Did you know, psychology trick, if you say more specific numbers instead of rounding stuff off, people tend to trust that as more accurate. But if you just say like 30 seconds, 1 minute, that might be like, oh yeah, that's more of an estimate than actually what it is. That L is an uppercase I.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, we do. Yeah, Twitch doesn't like it when you highlight passwords. Yeah. Another psychology trick. So, people tend, when they're talking to each other, that they try to find something to relate to each other with. That way, like, if people are similar, they tend to like each other. So that's what that guy was trying to do. Bebs was trying to do when they were talking about books. And he was like, oh yeah, I kind of like horror too. Or he was like, I read a book too. He was just trying to find some way to relate to her so that like they could get like this mutual bonding going on. Yeah. Did you know that? Also, another psychology trick. If you're doing an interview, same thing. People like people who are similar to them. So as long as you're going like this, crossing your arms, kind of copy them. If you kind of enact the same way they do, they might like you better. They might hire you, or just any situation in general. Also, if you notice you're doing something and they copy you, maybe it's like, oh, they're like paying attention to my body language. Yeah. All right.
I think somebody said something, but
You think so?
I didn't see it.
Yo, what day we on? How blind we playing? We are trying to play as blind as we can.
As blind as we can.
Yes. So please, no one spoil anything.
Can.
I knew nothing about this game before I started, but then as we kept going, like some people made comments and we tried to get rid of that, but like it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it.
Yes, we're trying to be as blind as we can.
I don't really mind spoilers, to be honest. I just don't want to get him spoiled.
Yes. And I don't know what day we're on, but like that one girl died already, and then this is the first session of poems.
Yes. Hopefully
Yeah.
that gives you an idea where we're at.
Alright. There's so many different.
Oh, no, that's
you.
me.
You're right.
There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. You know, instead of signing in, what we could have done is like, you could have made me moderator.
Oh, true. I didn't know that was your account.
Whatever.
Oh, I pressed space.
It may take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Oh, thank you for the good luck. I know, trolls are bummer.
I know.
But it's okay, I'll deal with it.
That's why you got good moderator.
Natsuki can be a little bit biased though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. So happy.
Was she that happy before?
I don't think so. I don't think she smiled this much before. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Actually, yeah, I'll go back to my account.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. I think this is the same one.
It is.
The only one she showed us.
This means you're meant to have withstood the test of time. I need like a couple minutes to analyze this poem, so I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
She's too deep. Everyone else is a little basic-ish, but she's way deeper. Can you comment?
Yeah.
It's too deep.
Okay, that's me.
I click on you, and I do the. I also add you. Okay. I need to refresh your page. Okay. Your turn.
Hey. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. So pretty though.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Bebs.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. Thank you.
That's a lot more solemn to putting it that way.
I don't think I even drank from this and it's already almost gone.
You did. In a car. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Bebs.
Me too.